Now, in the book, you say view exercise just like you would view brushing your teeth, eating, or going to the bathroom. And so, those are things we do every single day, and never forget to do. Is that the point you're trying to make, that we need to exercise on a daily basis? Or are you more saying like movement and, how intense are we talking here on a daily basis? Yeah.
Well, I think if you look at like our ancestors, they had to physically move to get food. They were hunter-gatherers. They didn't have just like lines and fields of corn and grain to graze on. They had to move to eat. And so, definitely walking at least 10 minutes after meals is super important. But the other thing is building muscle is very important too, because we lose muscle as we age. So if we're not continually trying to build muscle, we're going to lose it, right? So you lose what you don't use. And muscle is our biggest glucose sink that you can have. So if you want to be able to utilize carbohydrates well to fuel your workouts, then having good amounts of active skeletal muscle is very important, because that's going to soak up all that glucose. So I think resistance training 3 to 5 times a week for about 45 minutes is a great gold standard. And you will find that when you start working out 5-6 days a week, your body will it'll be harder for you to take a day off than fighting yourself to be like, oh, I have to actually exercise today. So just making it that daily habit, your muscles will send signals to your body like, hey, I need to be activated again. And you'll find that it'll actually be harder to take a day off than it will be to force yourself to go and work out.
Yeah. And could you go back to that statement there? You said walking after eating. That's something you're a proponent of, to like finish your meal and go for a walk?
Yes.
Because most people would say, okay, I'm not supposed to swim after I eat, right? Those kind of that whole idea. So wouldn't I just sit and process this food and allow it to just digest? What's the benefit of walking?
Right. And so you don't want to obviously sprint or jog, but the benefit of walking is it is going to reduce the glucose spike from, let's say, the carbohydrates that you ate, and getting out in sunlight. When you pair nutrient intake with sunlight, there's magic that happens there as well. So actually even eating in sunlight has been shown to have benefits as well. So I think just getting outside, doing that 10-minute walk is really great for a lot of people.
Yeah. And skip the spray on oxybenzene sunscreen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Piss off a lot of dermatologists there. But tell us about this supplement HMB, because it's something I hadn't heard of, but I was reading about in the book and it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a metabolite of leucine. And so you would have to take an astronomical amount of leucine in order to get therapeutic amounts of HMB. But for people who are in a very low caloric state or have like cachexia, like in cancer, they're having muscle wasting, or someone's bedridden, HMB has been shown to, really preserve lean muscle mass. And so it's really for people who are, almost doing like a matador for the 2 weeks that you do the low calorie intake. It helps to preserve muscle mass. So it's not really for a whole lot of people, but in low caloric states, it seems to have benefits on preserving lean muscle mass.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting to read about that. And I think also you had chromium in there as well, bacolate, or yes, that was another one you talked about.
Yep.